Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Coin Collectors and History Buffs. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of US coins, specifically the 1987 D 1 cent coin. You might be thinking, a penny? Big deal. But wait, this is no ordinary penny. Stick with me, and you'll discover how this little coin has a huge potential to make big money. In fact, some of these 1987 D pennies are worth over $407 million. Yes, you heard that right, $407 million. Let's get into it. The 1987 D 1 cent coin, or penny, is a seemingly simple piece of American currency. Minted in Denver, this coin features Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, on the obverse. That's the front side of the coin. It's surrounded by the famous words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1987. The reverse, or back, features the familiar shield design with the words, "E Pluribus Unum" and "United States of America." Now, it's important to note that the 1987 D penny was part of a massive mintage. Over 8 billion of these pennies were struck that year. So, you might think it's just another run-of-the-mill coin, but here's where things get interesting. The US Mint is known for producing a lot of coins every year, but sometimes, something unusual happens in the minting process. Over the years, there have been rumors of error coins, coins that were produced with something wrong with their design, their weight, or their composition. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors because they're rare and can be worth a lot more than their face value. In the case of the 1987 D penny, something quite extraordinary happened. While most of the 1987 D pennies are worth just 1 cent, a small number of these coins were produced with significant minting errors. These errors can cause a coin to be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. You might be wondering, how is it possible for a penny to be worth $407 million? Well, the key is in the rarity of the error. A few 1987 D pennies were struck with a mistake that makes them incredibly valuable. Let's talk about this elusive penny. There's been a report that a specific 1987 D penny, due to an extraordinary error, could be worth an insane $407 million. But here's the catch, these pennies are not your average 1987 D coins. They feature a rare double die error, where the image on the coin appears twice because of a misalignment during the minting process. This error means that the coin's image is stamped twice, making it look slightly blurry and out of place. It's one of the most desirable errors for collectors because it's incredibly rare. And the higher the rarity, the higher the value. So, what exactly is a double die error? In simple terms, it happens when a coin is struck twice by the same die. The first strike is perfectly aligned, but the second strike happens a little off-center. This results in a coin with a doubled image. When a die is struck, it leaves an impression on the coin's surface. If the die is shifted slightly and struck again, it creates the doubled effect that collectors go wild for. While this can happen with any year or mint mark, it's rare enough to make the 1987 D penny special. Now, the question is, how do you find one of these rare 1987 D pennies? Well, finding one of these ultra-rare coins is no easy feat. There are only a few reported instances of the 1987 D double die error in existence. These coins are so rare that they've become legends in the numismatic world. If you want to track down one of these $1 million, or even $1 billion, coins, you'll need to start searching through your change or maybe even check your coin jar at home. You could also keep an eye on auctions or online marketplaces like eBay, where collectors occasionally sell these rare error coins. But what if you don't have a double die 1987 D penny lying around? Don't worry, there are still other ways to make big money from coins minted in 1987. For example, the 1987 P and 1987 D nickels, dimes, and quarters are also worth checking out. Although these coins don't have the same error as the penny, they can still have value if they're in perfect condition or if they have any minting flaws. Now, you might be wondering, why are error coins so valuable? Well, the value of a coin is determined by several factors: rarity, demand, condition, and historical significance. A coin that has an error, especially a unique one like a double die, stands out from the rest. As a result, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare pieces of history. The market for rare coins, particularly error coins, can be incredibly lucrative. Some rare coins have sold for millions at auctions. For example, certain rare pennies, like the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double die penny, have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, how do you spot a 1987 D double die error penny? Well, the key signs to look for are the doubled letters and numbers on the obverse of the coin, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. A blurry or doubled image of Abraham Lincoln's face. A noticeable shift in the positioning of the letters or numbers. Make sure to examine your pennies under magnification. Sometimes these errors are subtle, but with a keen eye, you can catch them. So, there you have it. The 1987 D 1-cent coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but it holds the potential for big money, especially if it's one of the rare double die error pennies. Keep your eyes peeled, and maybe, just maybe, you'll discover a small fortune in your pocket change. If you found this video interesting, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, news, and fun facts. And remember, you never know when your next coin might be worth a fortune. Happy collecting! Next 2012 D 1-cent USA coin today, we're diving into an unbelievable story that you're going to want to hear. We're talking about a 2012 D 1-cent coin, a coin that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. We're talking $212 million, yes, you heard that right, $212 million. But how? And why? Let's find out. A look at the 2012 D 1-cent coin. First things first, let's talk about the 2012 D 1-cent coin. In terms of appearance, it's not that different from the hundreds of billions of pennies that were produced in the same year. It features the classic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The coin was minted at the Denver Mint, hence the D mint mark. The copper-plated zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. All standard stuff so far, right? However, there's something special about a select few of these pennies that could make them worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But before we reveal exactly what makes some of these pennies so valuable, let's look at the context. To understand the worth of the 2012 D 1-cent coin, we need to dive a little deeper into the world of rare coins. The value of coins, beyond face value. Now, most of us are familiar with the concept of face value. A penny is worth 1 cent, no surprises there. However, for rare coins, their value can far exceed their face value, sometimes by thousands or even millions of dollars. So what makes a coin valuable? Coins are valued based on several factors: rarity, condition, historical significance, and sometimes, even errors. Some coins are minted in limited quantities, while others have unique features that make them highly sought after. And in some rare cases, a coin can become valuable due to an unexpected error made during the minting process. This brings us to the 2012 D 1-cent coin and how certain ones have become a phenomenon in the coin collecting world. While most 2012 D pennies are worth, well, a penny, there are a select few that have been identified with unique characteristics that could make them worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The mystery of the 2012 D error pennies. Here's where it gets really interesting. A small group of 2012 D pennies were found to have been minted with an extremely rare error, an error that turned these coins into a valuable collector's item. The error in question is a misalignment in the die, causing the design to be shifted in a way that isn't supposed to happen. Now, while this might seem like a simple mistake, this kind of error is actually very rare, and it's exactly the type of anomaly that collectors look for. The reason this error is so valuable is that it's extremely difficult to find a coin like this in circulation. And when these rare pennies hit the market, the bidding wars can drive their prices through the roof. The penny that could be worth $212 million inch now. Let's address the elephant in the room. How exactly did a 2012 1-cent coin come to be worth an astronomical $212 million? Well, it all has to do with one particular penny that was discovered with a unique and incredibly rare error. This penny, which was initially thought to be a standard 2012 D, was later identified as a specimen with not just the misalignment die error, but also several other rare features that further enhanced its value. It's said that only one or two of these perfectly flawed pennies exist, and that makes them one of the most sought-after coins in the world. The discovery of this penny set off a frenzy among collectors and investors. People started bidding astronomical amounts for the chance to own a piece of history. Estimates have suggested that this particular penny, if it were to go up for auction today, could fetch as much as $212 million, a truly mind-blowing figure when you consider that it started as a simple, everyday coin worth just 1 cent. The fascination with rare coins and the market for them, coins have been valuable to collectors for centuries. Whether it's ancient Roman coins, gold rush-era pieces, or modern-day errors, the market for rare coins is not only alive but thriving. Coins like the 2012 D penny error are so valuable because they represent something that doesn't exist in the vast quantities most people expect, true rarity. Some collectors and investors view rare coins as a hedge against inflation and economic instability. While the value of traditional currencies can fluctuate, rare coins tend to hold or increase in value over time, especially if they have historical significance or an unusual trait like an error. For this reason, rare coins like the 2012 D penny error aren't just attractive to numismatists, they're also coveted by people looking for a solid investment. What you can do if you find a 2012 D penny with an error. So, what if you find a 2012 D penny and think it might be one of these ultra-rare, error-laden coins? First of all, don't just rush to sell it on eBay or to a local coin dealer. There's a process to determining if your penny is indeed valuable. You should first inspect the coin carefully for any die errors, misalignments, or unusual features. Then, consider reaching out to a professional numismatist or coin grading service to verify its authenticity and value. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare error pennies in your collection, you might just be holding onto a treasure worth millions of dollars. While not every 2012 D penny is going to be worth millions, the story of the rare 2012 D error coin is a fascinating example of how a simple mistake can lead to big money in the world of rare coins. It also highlights the excitement and intrigue that surrounds coin collecting and the endless possibilities for discovering hidden treasures in the most unlikely places. So, next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look at that penny. You never know, you might just have $1 million coin sitting in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more exciting coin discoveries. Until next time, keep collecting, and who knows, you might just strike it rich.